Welcome back to our podcast series of Faith That Will Not Fail. I'm Rustin.
I'm Tammy.
I'm Mike.
We're glad you're here. This week we are starting a new section, and you might notice that we're jumping ahead. We're jumping ahead to chapter 8, or part 8 of this book on perspective, but this is week 6 for us of Lent. The reason we're doing that is because some of the practices that she's doing before this one are going to be a part of our Holy Week experience.
Just wait for it.
We invite you to jump ahead with us, but we'll get back to those practices as well as we continue in this series. So perspective is this spiritual practice of widening our view beyond our immediate struggles, and placing them in the larger narrative of who God is, who we are, and how this all combines together in God's encompassing plan to redeem and reconcile all things.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're going to be talking about this week. Day 1 is reclaiming wonder.
I really appreciate what she had to say about how many of us have lost the reality of the treasure we've been given, that when we become too familiar with things, we just disregard them.
Yeah.
We don't take them seriously.
Totally. No, I mean, her story about climbing that mountain, right? The 14ers, is that what they call them?
Yeah.
You know, I remember going up Mount Diablo one day, walking up, and it was like a, 4 or 5 hour walk?
Oh, yeah.
and at the end, I was like, okay, that mountain's a lot taller than I thought it was.
It looks this big.
And it just speaks to us as humans, right? The things that we're familiar with, right? We take for granted.
Absolutely.
You know, whether it's a toilet seat or whether it's
Mike's laughing because I was earlier taking for granted that I could go walk into a bathroom and sit on a toilet seat and was not expecting it to be up, and just landed right in the toilet earlier.
No,
So.
Yeah, but I remember the water heater going out at our home, and just having to not have hot water for a couple of days, and all these little things that we just take for granted. And then when we step back, or we're put in a position where we have to, that's foreign to us, right? We take these things in a new way. We appreciate these things in a new way. I remember going to Sri Lanka. There's no toilets in Sri Lanka, and there's no toilet paper. So it's holes in the ground and it's water. And this is, I'm not speaking negatively against their cultural thing. That's the way they do it. But I was grateful for, my toilet in my house and toilet paper.
For the first time in a long time.
For the first time ever in my life, yes.
And I love the opening quote that she uses from Darlene Rose, who understands the thrill of seeing the first bright flowers of spring so clearly as the one who has lived through the long, hard winter.
That's a great one.
And I think for me, living in Minnesota before moving here, there's also this beauty of like the first snowfall. And every year at the first snowfall, everything gets silent in snow because there's this absorption of sound around us with the snow. And before anybody puts a footprint in it, before, the trees are so heavy with snow, it's literally beautiful. And every time you see it, it's like this, and I hate winter, people. It's an awakening, right? And I think that is a part of wonder, is reclaiming those first moments when it's the second, third, fourth, fifth moment, right? That you can begin a practice of wonder, of what in my life that's regular is actually pretty astounding, that I should be grateful for.
Pretty all-worthy.
Yeah. So our 5-minute faith builder today, we're going to jump off of hers. You're welcome to do Michelle Couchette's 5-minute faith builder anytime you want. But our challenge for you is, what's something that's brought you awe today, that has made you tap into wonder? Share that with us online, and then thank God for that moment of wonder. And if you haven't had a moment of awe, go take a walk and ask God to show you his wonder in your neighborhood.